What's in common between Nier and Nioh? Or Metal Gear Solid and Devil May Cry? Well, all those games come from Japan, so they share a country, but it's not what I'm talking about. All those games have this one thing. And, well, to be fair, the games I named aren't the only games from Japan that have this kind of thing. Virtually every Japanese game I know has this, like literally. Funnily enough, the only game that doesn't seem to have this is Dark Souls. So, do you want to know the answer? Well, all those Japanese games feature a short, idle trailer that is designed to pop if you sit in the menu for too long. And to be completely honest with you, despite my unhealthy attention to detail, I have never really noticed it, or I kinda did, but I have never realized that it is practically in every Japanese game. It was actually a close friend of mine who brought this up to my attention, all because he got hit by a ton of spoilers thanks to the idle teaser, trailer, movie kind of thing courtesy of Nier. So today we discuss this weird Japanese quirk and the reason why it's here. There is one common element to all those games that feature this kind of a teaser trailer movie kind of thing, and it's the press any button screen, which is what I speculate something from arcades, or is designed to imitate arcades. You don't have to be an anime expert, samurai, or a Tekken veteran to know that arcades are very popular in Japan and everybody loves them. When the arcade cabinet is in idle mode, it technically serves no purpose, other than collecting dust and waiting for you to slot in a coin and start playing. However, if you make it to play a trailer when it hits the idle, it can attract the potential customer by showing pretty action scenes and whatnot. In other words, those trailers are designed to be an advertisement built into the arcade cabinets, and we get them on PC and consoles as a tradition, I guess? It's my speculation, but it seems reasonable. However, there's one problem with it. Those trailers are usually full of spoilers, almost like they're designed to give you a short plot summary within 120 seconds. The same thing happened in Nier. The trailer gave away a lot more than it should have, and it's sort of a crazy thing, really. Imagine, you just bought a game, and you get a phone call, or you have to cook some food, get a blowjob, I don't know, literally anything that involves you spending a couple of minutes away from your gaming device. And then, BAM! You get greeted by a trailer movie kind of thing, proudly spoiling everything left and right while being on repeat 24/7 until you actually press a button, thus confirming that you have consumed some of the spoilers it was so keen to distribute. Sounds very stupid, right? But maybe there is a purpose to it. You know, there are some people that really like reading, and before they start a book, they just turn it to last couple of pages and read the ending, claiming that it makes them more invested, interested, focused. I don't know. But they like it that way, the way they know how it ends before it begins. Maybe it's the common thing in Japan and developers really think that by giving you some endgame story spoilers, you will be more invested into it or excited when it finally comes up. I don't know. If that sounds possible to you, then I have another idea that you might find interesting. The thing is, trailers these days are sort of full of spoilers anyway, be it a movie or a game. It's more or less the same crap, with half of the plot being given away within 60 seconds of the trailer. Sometimes they'll even manage to spoil the outcome of the final battle and whatnot. So the actual problem here is that most of those Japanese idol trailers are just normal E3 trailers that are naturally full of spoilers because Japanese developers are trying to stay hip in relation to the West, and it's a cool trend. Imagine that all those trailers in general are designed to be like an appetizer, except developers think that they aren't giving much of a plot away, even when they do. And I know there are gonna be some of you claiming that all those spoilers are minor and don't spoil much of a story. Well, the question is, why spoil something in the first place? Although I agree that some games don't really spoil much, more often than not they give some serious shit away without even realizing what they do. Imagine if a Star Wars fan told you something like, "He's the father!" Even without giving any extra details, it just makes your brain connect the first two dots, completely killing the thrill of the actual reveal. By the way, speaking of trailers being full of spoilers, the fucking intro to Tekken 7 manages to spoil almost everything regarding its non-existent story mode. But who plays Tekken for story mode, right? So the question here is whether the developers are actually that lazy for using a press trailer that is full of spoilers as an idle trailer, which is likely gonna be the first thing that you will see when you get to play the game. Sure, you can make an argument that they left those trailers in like that intentionally, because it has to be a good ad in order to attract new customers. And since they almost always use flashy action scenes and whatnot, it seems like the best way to attract a potential customer. But why? Why advertise a game that you have already sold? The only way I'm gonna see the stupid idle trailer teaser kind of movie thing is if I have actually bought the game. That makes no sense. Hell, let's talk trailers in general. I don't know about you, but when I actually like the title, I try to stay away from any trailers and whatnot for this exact reason. And it's kinda stupid when those juicy trailers full of spoilers are the very first thing I see after booting the game. Anyway, yeah, it's a very odd Japanese thing that nobody really seems to notice for some reason. And I hope you guys can help me to solve this mystery. Let me know what's your take on all of this stuff, and how does your favorite Japanese game make the use out of this idle screen trailer thingy, and what's your stance on modern day trailers in general? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.